Sounds like a Lexus model.
Yeah, I'm gonna just call them by their hero names.
Alright.
Unfortunately. But Sang Sang is on that Earthshaker.
Yeah. Initially I was thinking it was going to be an offlane shaker. And it probably still will be... Well, no. Legion Commander is probably going to be offlane. Right?
Yep. I mean, I guess you could do LC mid as well. And Magnus offlane, but... I think against Templar Assassin, Magnus might actually even do better. Just shove out the lane and just tray farm.
Yeah.
I gotta say...
I'll also... Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, that Gaze of Death Marana mount is definitely gazing into my eyes right now.
Dude,
so like
that owl is...
Owl...
It's not even blinking.
It's gazing into me.
It's gazing.
Alright, so I think coming in today, if we didn't know about the previous IG result, we'd be like, yeah, man, IG's got this.
Right.
No name Chinese team, but without burning,
but then
maybe
Keen comes along.
Yeah, without burning, IG is the no name Chinese team now. Actually, they still got Bobka. He's pretty good.
Still got Bobka. They still got OP. They have mainstays, so ideally, you know, more often than not, I think carry positions are the most easily swapped. Aside from, like, if you have, like, a very specific style of carry, like, for example, OG, I don't think you could just, like, replace No-Tail with any other carry. No-Tail plays, like, a very specific kind of carry.
Right.
And same thing, I guess, kind of with EG. RTZ is kind of made himself in such a way that he has to play with Sumail, and it's just like not a very traditional type of carry. But for Chinese carries, more often than not, I feel like they all play roughly the same for the most part. Like, they all have their own signature heroes and their own, like, signature, like, timings, but they all still have mostly the same playstyle, I feel.
Yeah, they have a very similar hero pool as well. Maybe one carry has like a special AM or something like that, but like burning. Here comes CDEC. Sang Sang leading the charge here. Gonna be really tough. Oh my god, Q taking a ton of that damage thanks to the Chilling Touch.
Chilling Touch.
I don't think they could challenge for this rune. Oh, especially with that Impale completely missing. They do hit the arrow on Monkey King. And Boboka looking for the rune, not gonna get it. Fissure's gonna hit. On the other side though, Boboka's still gonna die because that was a ranged hero attack. Immediately morphs into a courier.
Templar Assassin would not have been able to get that last kill.
No. Templar Assassin actually a melee hero.
Definitely.
Kills that. Can you replace an Eternal Envy as a carry position? Is it a unique carry player?
Now that's a good question. That's an interesting question. Based on how Fnatic have been playing so far, it doesn't seem like it. Or rather, the question is, can EE replace another carry? It's not, can you replace EE? It's, can EE replace someone else?
Damn, that's big flames, dude.
I don't think so. It's just an interpretation, as well.
They know Gaze of Death does not have Leap, and oh, that is a Ravage, making up for the previous fail arrow, or fail Impale. Looking for the kills, not gonna find it on anybody. Boboka coming back in. Impale in 4 seconds, I think they're gonna chase for this. I think that's gonna be a kill. The question is, how much damage are they gonna take? Well, that's another miss Impale. Boboka, where are you at, man?
Dude, he's just gotten out of like 3 hours of Dota, and then he lost. So I'd be feeling pretty bad after that. I'd miss a few impales.
I mean, you would think that after playing 3 hours of Dota, you would hit some stuns because you've been warmed up.
That's true. He's a little too warm, I think.
Alright, Shade
on... He could go toe-to-toe against a Monkey King with a Chilling Touch. Now they're setting up again.
Arrow. Oh, this one's on point, but that Fissure maybe even better. They drop the Chilling Touch. Impale's gonna be there. Monkey King does not care. He's going in. He's hitting people. Monkey King still has a ton of regen.
He got the 4 hits.
Right, there's a regen up top. Let's see if anyone's gonna go for that. Maybe OP will.
Yeah, OP sees it. Shade does not see it because there's this ward.
Oh. This is Shade Magnus. I forgot to kind of mention it as Regen gets...
The Shade Magnus?
Do you remember his build? He goes
don't
Echo
even know
Saber.
Shade. I've never even heard of Shade. Who is Shade?
I think he went by like February or something like that. Remember when CDC had all the month teams?
Yeah, I remember that.
And then he would go for like Battle Fury Magnus with Echo Saber, and all he does is like farm in the jungle. He doesn't even get blink. Now this was about a year ago. I don't know if he will go for the exact same build here, but it seems like that's kind of the idea with this draft, right? You just like farm
these
through
days.
melee
I think
cores.
the carry Magnus thing is you do like Mask of Madness and stuff like that.
Sure.
But yeah, I could see that happening, especially because Monkey King isn't really farming that much. If Monkey King was being like a traditional one position, then I would be like, oh, it's probably in Magnus's best interest to just make sure that MK gets a good game with Empower and stuff like that, and you find good RPs. But yeah, if he's your other core and he's in a tri-lane, and Legion Commander is not really good. Actually, Legion Commander is doing fine, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Shade goes for a damage-oriented build.
I guess it comes down to how much they think they need a Blink Dagger, at least early. They do have LC in a safe lane farming for a relatively quick blink. At the same time, though, you're playing LC into a Shadow Demon, so I'm not sure how much you can rely on your, dual kills.
Yeah, Shadow Demon and Mirana, because Mirana can just poke you with an arrow. You're a sitting duck against a duel.
Ooh, Monkey King overshot that jump here, and now Q will disrupt offensively. Goes down. Killing spree on the Monkey King already. This is not the type of start that I'm used to seeing on Monkey King, but I mean, whenever I see a Monkey King, they just like wreck him in lane, but this is a guy that's doing extremely well right now.
Yeah, I'll see a killing spree on Monkey King whenever he's roaming, but whenever a Monkey King is just sitting in the same lane trying to farm, yeah, it's rare that I'll see a killing spree. But it's a tough lane. Like, Monkey King is so mobile, he has an Orb of Venom, you've got chain stuns with Sang Sang. Nah, it's gonna be tough to say. Sang Sang and the AA, so I don't know if... So Nyx Assassin's still sticking around in this lane, and Shadow Demon did come back, which is a little bit surprising. I would have thought that Shadow Demon and Nyx Assassin could start roaming now. Magnus is kind of an easy target, because you kind of know at this point that he's not going for Skewer, as he almost dies! Shout out to 2 GG branches. Yeah, that's why you don't eat them all. Yeah, but Magnus is a pretty easy target, because if he's going against a TA, it's usually no Skewer Magnus, and that means that you can get a kill on him fairly easily with some setup. But instead, Bobica and Q just want to keep trying to get kills.
Fissure gonna start smacking him down. Ooh, nice spike here. And he should be fine. I mean, yes, they can roam away and help out the other lane, but OP's doing absolutely fine in this lane. And even though Batrider is losing a little bit on his own, I think the 2 support hero might be doing a little bit more on the top lane instead. So, as I say that though, the supports are getting off a couple of D wards. We'll see if they will roam to a different lane after this or stick to the top.
Radiant are scanning.
This lane is getting really dangerous now. Monkey has phase boots, so between Fissure and Monkey phase, I think even Mirana is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They could rotate the lanes at this point. Batrider can stay here pretty confidently. He's completed his Tranquil Boots in the offlane, and he's actually taken Lasso at 6, so... Yeah, I would have thought that he would go top, but instead he's going back bot to continue farming. I guess he wants to finish his drum, and then maybe he'll start ganking.
Is he buying drums, or is he finishing a Soul Ring? He's got a Mango on him.
Yeah, that's true.
If he delivers item now, it's going to be a Soul Ring. I don't think I've seen Soul Ring Batrider before. Now the hero is extremely mana hungry, but you are delaying some very key item. Back in the mid lane here, we're going to see a duel, and that should be a very easy victory. Shockwave for the KS. That is a win, and Newbie is on the board.
How was TA pushed up that far? Did Newbie just get like a really high move speed buff off of overwhelming odds or something?
No, he was just in the trees, and Tia was hitting the building over here, so...
Oh, okay, I see. Well, that's really good awareness then, because normally you'd expect a Legion Commander who has a free lane, yeah, she's gonna stay in that free lane, try to get farm, but that's a very smart rotation, getting a dual victory this early on against a TA.
Yeah, Magnus also, like, was really smart. He just went into the jungle for a while, so TA thought Hey, Magnus is jungling, so let me just shove that lane a little bit. Get some damage on the building. Top lane looks like we did see a little bit of a disrupt into arrow, but this LC is quite tanky.
Radiant's middle tower.
I
Yeah,
think
press the attack is going to be incredibly useful moving forward because you see the combination potential, but if Newbie is sitting back and the Magnus or the Monkey King are frontlining, then there's really no way to reliably chain stun them. Your best bet is to get the disruption into an arrow setup, but Newbie doesn't care. Neither of your stuns are doing that much damage. The arrow doesn't do that much damage, at least early on, and Nyx's Assassin Impale doesn't do that much damage, so you just wait and then purge off the stun.
Yeah, that also goes for the lasso from the Bat Rider, so press the attack is going to do a lot. I think just a good defensive fissure is also going to be really annoying for IG. Sang walking uphill, just smacking OQ a little bit. So that is a finished Soul Ring on the Bat Rider, so I imagine he is gonna use his extra mana and just abuse the jungle quite a bit. Xuan on the run
trying
here.
to know something? Yeah, he's gonna die. That's a double damager in TA.
You know, he maybe could have ported out in the trees? Okay, well, oh! Magic Wand baiting? Okay.
Does China know something about dueling fates that we don't? Because Soul Ring Puck is starting to have a resurgence, or not resurgence, just a surgence in general. Oh, newbie. And now Soul Ring Bat Rider, or have I just not been paying attention to builds in the off lane these days?
Maybe
because Tranquil Soul Ring used to be a thing way back when, but then Tranquil Boots kind of fell off, and then Raindrop became a thing.
I think Tranquil Soul Ring is really a popular build on supports. Like, think of something like Winter Wyvern that could spam a lot. But Bat Rider, it is very interesting. At the same time, though, look at his farm. He is not too far off from the Blink Dagger. And I think we've been seeing like 11-minute blinks on Bat Riders that just go for a blink first. So I think he's going to hit his timing regardless.
Yeah, but then Drum is more expensive, but the idea is like, are you better off saving for another item like that as opposed to going for a mana item? Because Soul Ring is like, there's no real purpose other than just mana. And usually with a Raindrop, you're pretty good as a Bat Rider, and then once you have like an early Windlace, you're almost certainly going to build that into a Yules, but I'm curious. I mean, he's farming very aggressively, he's getting away with it.
The thing about Bat Rider is, as he gets jumped on here, he should be fine. Whenever you go for a gank, you tend to use the entirety of your mana pool, and then you can't do anything but just go home. So by having the Soul Ring, after that gank, you could just duck in the jungle for a minute or so, and you could just extend your farm. So even though this Soul Ring looks somewhat innocuous, I think it will increase Bat Rider's farm. Not just like on his path to the Blink Dagger, but well after that as well. It's like a mini Hannah Midas for the Bat.
Yeah, I can see that. Because usually Bat Riders are like, okay, I got my lasso, I'm just going to wait for the cooldown as I go back to base and recharge.
Right. So now he's like just on the map 24/7, which definitely has his own use. Blink Dagger online here. In fact, even earlier than the normal Blink Dagger timing. Although, to be fair, he did have a 1v1 lane for a majority of this game.
Yeah, but he kind of makes that purchase pretty obvious. He heads into the side. Yeah, okay, so he reveals it immediately. Nyx Assassin's in the vicinity. They're looking for something. And these two heroes could get a kill easily on even the Monkey King, I think. But definitely the Ancient Apparition, but both Radiant heroes are backing off.
Do you remember when Bone 7 played for Cloud9? This is like 3-4 years ago. There's a build that he would go for, which is a Breach of Travel first.
AA. Bye-bye.
He would go BOT
Breach of Travel first on Bat Rider?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was like the most ridiculous build ever. But what he did with that build is like he just went into an enemy jungle and kept farming with it. And I think this is like a more efficient version of that. But
yeah, there isn't really that much. Well, actually, there's a lot of catch on CDEC because they've got dual setups, which Legion Commander is working towards her Blink Dagger, still about 500 gold away from it. Earthshaker has long range fissure. You don't really know where Monkey King is a lot of the time, so he may be priming up a spring. So, I mean, more often than not, I would have thought that a team like CDEC was like, no, you can't stay in our jungle. This is our jungle. We have the tools to keep you out. But Instead, they're playing super defensive. They have like 3 heroes farming the secondary jungle.
Shade.
Shade.
Do they have enough damage though? That's the question. The chain stunning him
He has
pretty good
RP?
here.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
No mana.
Very good chain stun there. Using that last bit of flaming lasso to get that kill. I think that is the target that they were going for. Either LC or the Magnus. And delaying either of those blinks are good enough.
Well, Magnus has his blink completed, but he's the highest net worth hero for Radiant, so he's definitely the best target.
Okay, so Shade not going for the patented Shade build. No MOM, Echo Saber, or
I'm still taking your word for it that he's Sept or whatever.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I'm 100%
Yeah?
sure on that. Like, he did go for
fine.
that build. It's just, I guess he doesn't think he needs to farm this game.
Well, then when does CDEC decide to start fighting? Because they've got the Blink Dagger on Magnus. He leveled RP fairly early on.
Now,
Or at least... Okay.
because you have
let's
Ice
see it.
Blast, right? You have Ice Blast, and you have Blink RP or Blink Duel. Whenever those spells are available, you just go for picks. It doesn't even have to be a team fight, even though it's RP. Just use that RP as like a Blink stun, and just go for picks. The thing is, you need to know where Q is. If you just like go for this big engagement and you dump all your ultimates and they just disrupt, then all of a sudden you are in a little bit of trouble.
Well, Q's hanging around this top lane. He was protecting Mirana, but CDC just they're not. They don't seem keen to fight right now. Maybe they are waiting on the Blink Dagger for LC, and then that'll be the go-ahead.
They are down by 6,000 gold right now, which is actually quite a sizable amount, considering we're only 14 minutes in. But do you think that because they have the Empower on 3 melee cores, do they think like, yeah, sure, we're down 6k now, but we could scale and catch up?
Yeah, I think that's a good reason. It's kind of like a inherent Midas with all these melee cores, but they're like group farming, and now they're waiting for a smoke.
Yeah.
But then they don't.
Don't seem like they have one.
Now they have one on AA.
Okay.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
What is happening right now?
I don't know. Mirana has Moonlight Shadowed, so they might just beat them to the punch. Okay, well now they smoke. They don't smoke with Monkey King. And they're gonna go face first into Moonlight Shadow?
I hope they have detection. Blink Duel, that's gonna find the right target. Disruption is gonna be available. Blink RP a little bit short here. They don't get the duel, but they will now. What a skewer RP on the backline. They got the Bat Rider as well. That Bat Rider blinked in, thought he was gonna do something, and just fed an extra one. Alright, that was pretty good. It looked a little bit sketchy, but the result was good, and immediately CDC goes right back to farming. That's the tempo that they want. Get a kill with their ults, pop in power, and right back into jungle.
I guess, but you didn't get any cores, and LC didn't even get the duel victory. And you just got the 2 lowest net worth heroes. Well, actually, Bat Rider jumped in.
Yeah.
So Bat Rider jumping in makes it a pretty big bonus.
Although that they didn't really plan to have that. It was more of like a lucky pick.
But IG are playing a Roche attempt now. Desolator's completed on TA. You know that RP is down.
Yep.
Why not go for it?
I think the big missing piece is also Shaker doesn't have his blink, so like you said, whenever the big ults are down, then all of a sudden they really just don't have any fighting capability. If there was a Shaker blink, I think IG would have been at least a little bit more reserved about this Roshan attempt.
Probably, but if Shaker did have his blink, then he would have probably used it on that mid lane blink attempt as well.
Sure.
Which Sang is broke as hell right now. He's not farming at all because his 3 melee empowered cores are farming every single camp. So he's a long ways from a Blink Dagger.
Item check here on the Monkey King. Mask of Madness on him. LC looks like working towards a Shadow Blade. And Magnus going back for that Echo Saber, so. But I think right now, the person we need to watch out for is Sang. He needs his blink very desperately.
And IG don't seem to mind that CDEC has that theoretical late game potential with 3 melee empowered cores. They're like, we can just take this traditionally. Mirana has been farming up a Storm, has Diffusal Blade completed, and TA is well on a path to finishing off a BKB, probably by like the 22-minute mark or so.
Yep.
So she's very farmed right now.
I like to see...
And they're gonna take this T2.
Yeah, IG use this Aegis and just push down every single T2. Against a lineup that uses Empower to farm, one of the best way to beat that strategy is to basically restrict where they can farm. If you take down all these T2, then I think CDEC will smoke breaks on over here, and Newbie doesn't even know. What a positioning here by Bubblegum. On the right side, Lasso's gonna come through here, but RP even better. They're gonna dump everything onto OP. Batrider's gonna die as well. Disruption coming in a little bit late here, and now they do pick down the Shaker. Gaze of Death is in there, but now OP reviving from the Aegis, fighting right under Monkey King's ultimate, and they're gonna nice defensive disruption. Bubblegum coming right back in. Monkey King jumps back in to secure the kill on OP, but now he gets arrow on the right side. Monkey King still wants to fight. He goes down as well. It's a disaster. Everybody dies. They did trade the Aegis and 2 more lives on top of that, but still, huge teamfight victory for Invictus Gaming, and they get the building.
Yeah, it's possible that TA may have actually even been able to win that duel, but she would have died a lot sooner. Monkey King wasn't really able to know when to jump into the fight because of that disruption, and so by the time MK did find an opening, yes, he did kill the TA, but the rest of his team had died by then. And so, a full exchange.
It seemed like there was a little bit of miscommunication because Monkey King just left his circle, Wukong command, and then LC jumped in. I think.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, if the Wukong command continued and then, I mean, I think Monkey King would have survived much longer, right? Thanks to the armor bonus.
Yeah, most likely. At least they did kill TA, and that was a fair amount of gold. Oh, actually, it was Monkey King who was on the killing spree. Oh yeah, because TA has not really been killing people, she's just been farming.
Killing creeps.
So, unfortunately, Mirana ends up picking up a 5x mega streak off of the Monkey King, so... Yeah, it's a rough exchange. At least they got rid of the Aegis as well, so that's not a threat for the upcoming minutes. So they only got 1 tier 2 tower out of that Aegis.
A lot of these big cores are working towards a BKB. We got the Monkey King working towards one. Templar Assassin also finishing hers. Do you feel like the BKBs are going to change the complexion of these team fights? Or do you think that both teams has enough answer for some, Magic immunity?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that TA and Mirana are prioritizing. Oh, actually, Mirana is not going first. She's going for Manta style first. But I'm surprised that TA is prioritizing it so heavily. I would have thought that maybe you can get away with a Pike, maybe you can get away with a Bloodthorn or something like that, because you're still going to get RP'd, you're still going to get dueled, and you will still get bashed whenever Monkey King goes for a basher. So I'm surprised that she thought that it was necessary to get... Oh, death. Spots out a Monkey King.
RP trying to save Sang Sang, but Sang Sang's gonna be dead. They are gonna go for this guy, but oh, there you go. Bobuka's gonna go down as well. But I think the biggest pick was the Monkey King going down. Meanwhile, on the left side here, Shadow Demon goes down again. Nice dual victory here by Newbie. Can he actually make it out is the question. XSS applying a little bit of slow, but good defensive blink back out. 2 for 2.
See, you'd think it would have been a dual victory, but actually LC could not successfully call off a Shadow Demon inside of the duel, so she's still rocking 10 damage.
Oh, that sucks for her.
Yes, it does. So, mega value from IG sacrificing their supports for CDEC's core, and they will claim another tier 2. RP is up, and oh, actually no, never mind. RP is not up, so never mind. They can't defend this.
Yep. And IG, I think they could get the mid one as well if they feel confident. Courier flying out, BKB recipe. I believe that is gonna be OP's BKB. This is a very strong power spike. I mean, sure, there's still RP and duel to control you, but if she activates BKB and has refraction up, I think she just survives through all of those stuns.
Yeah, she'll survive it and she'll win a duel. So now Legion Commander needs to... Oh, Lasso.
Yep, it's gonna find Monkey King and... Oh, actually, excuse me. It's gonna be LC. That's the one that's found. Activates a BKB, walks out of the Wukong command. And the BKB just essentially gets wasted. But still, they get the LC, and they will get this tier 2 because of that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, better safe than sorry. You have such a big lead right now, and now TA is becoming like a bigger and bigger target on her back, so might as well go for the BKB. And it's not really like 10 seconds are that valuable. That's why I said that I'm surprised that TA is prioritizing it so heavily, because it's not like there's a bunch of stuff to kite you around. Earthshaker is too underfarmed to do anything. He's still like 900 gold away from his Blink Dagger.
Right.
So if you start whittling down the time right now, and you're able to start breaking high ground soon, then it's worth it to spend these early BKBs.
I think it's really more coming down to LC's positioning in these fights. Because we saw last fight, like, if LC gets jumped on by the Batrider, I think CDC just flat out loses. They really need LC to purge an arrow, or obviously purge that lasso when somebody else gets lassoed. So, look towards him staying relatively far to the back and letting the Monkey King take the front lines.
Yeah, and in theory, she also deals a lot of magic damage. If they get... I mean, the dream teamfight combination is obviously Magnus gets like a multi-hero RP, then you get a great overwhelming odds, great
Ice
boundless
Blast.
strike from Monkey King, Ice Blast, and Echo Slam, so there's always potential for IG to just lose this game in an instant, but the way that they've been playing these team fights, they're just so good at picking CDEC apart that, like, even their Sang Sang wasn't able to react in time to stop the Batrider from dragging LC back. Like, he put out a fissure, but Batrider already had force-staffed away.
Boboka already finding a pick, the Blink duel to help him out, but the lasso is gonna be there. In fact, they drag him towards Shay. Shay is gonna blink himself back out. Newbie gonna go down, and they're still chasing Shay. Shay, oh, he dead as well. That is 50 seconds without buyback on Shade. I think you could just go high ground here. Looks like the heroes are
that's
racing
pretty
towards
cool.
mid.
Mirana's gonna keep pushing out bot. Their creep wave bot is arriving. Their creep wave mid is already there, and Magnus will have RP when he respawns. But they're hoping to force out buyback. But little do they know that he doesn't even have buyback, so they might just get a full tier 3.
Yeah, I think they will. With the Desolator, that's a lot of damage output. Mirana joining the fray. Mantis out already completed, so extremely farm as well. Relatively late glyph here. Let's see if IG is gonna stay for the full tier 3. It looks like they will get it relatively easily if TA attacks it a couple more times. And there you go.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So now shrines are open. CDC loses even more map control on them, on their side of the jungle.
Yeah, and loses a hell of a lot of Roche control as well, which is going to be respawning in about a minute and a half, and a Roche pit fight is CDEC's best answer to get back into this game. Even though TA
fake
is...
back.
Oh, fake back.
They hit the Impale right now. The RP's gonna come back out. The Wukong command's gonna be on top of it as well. It's looking pretty good right now. OP taking a ton of that damage. The duel instantly give OP some duel damage. Thank you very much. Monkey Case still very strong inside of his Wukong command. Oh no, Echo Slam hits absolutely nothing. Oh, this is not the fight that IG or CDC was looking for. OP gets the plus 14. They just walk right back up. That was kind of their last ditch effort, using all of their AoE ultimates. And they only got the Nyx.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
You had no choice. You had to take that fight. As soon as the Magnus gets Yules, you can't not help him. Otherwise, then, like, you are definitely going to lose Roche, and it just snowballs even more. So I respect them going for that recovery, and it looked kind of okay initially, but that's just because RP is a great spell. And once the RP wore off, then all of a sudden IG started doing damage.
I wonder what was the thing that canceled the Shaker blink. I imagine it was Dot from Shadow Demon. He might have even put an Urn
Yeah.
Charge on him.
I think that's what it was.
Has fallen.
Well, this game makes me wonder, is Keen really that good? Because IG is playing really good Dota right now. Maybe draft was an issue there against Keen as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with draft. Because this is like this is an early game comp that they're running on IG.
Yeah.
And all I saw was game 3 of the previous series, but they had a Medusa and I want to say a Weaver. So not necessarily the same face that they are showing here.
Ice Blast.
And again, I've always said time and time again that like IG does best whenever Bobica is allowed to do Bobica things, and he's doing a lot of Bobica things on this next assassin this game.
Aegis cheese passed around. I hope Mirana doesn't use cheese under Ice Blast. That would be a little rough. And looks like there's a gem available on XSS as well, so they're looking to deward everything. As they're looking to get that second lane of racks.
Dire's bottom tower.
Quick round of item check. I don't know if CDEC has enough to defend it.
No, they have BKBs. They have a 10-second BK, or sorry, 9-second BKB on the Monkey King. They have a 10-second BKB on the Magnus. But it's a lot of physical damage coming out of IG. TA hits like a truck, and a Gaze of Death also is dealing quite a bit of damage himself with his Mantis Style and Diffusal.
Now with the Aegis in the front line, Templar Assassin won't do anything except hit the building, and kind of forces CDEC to look for an RP, but there isn't a good one, right? Everyone's gonna stand far away from OP.
Yeah. Like you even see it in Nightwish XXS at that moment, he was just like, I'm a little close to TA, I'm just gonna blink back.
Yeah. I think you're almost
Q is
forced into
careful.
looking for like a single man skewer to get TA into your base, but that's also very dangerous because he has BKB. Oh, RP! Alright, trying to kill him before he activates the cheese. They got the dual victory as well. Double BKB activated. That was
Yeah.
maybe too much.
I don't know about that double BKB. I mean, Bobica's a great player and all, but I don't think he could have gotten in there and stunned both of those heroes, and there's nothing like a Tidehunter to come in and blink and counter-initiate. But it's cool. They get that they get that Mirana, and they will hold off this offense.
Okay.
I mean, you said it. Single target skewer. It is hard, and that's why they use the RP as a crutch, but I think that's worth it.
I guess the Mirana respawn time is just long enough to make that play available, right? If they'd done that to like a support hero, then I think they've lost racks by now, so.
But there's no way that Shade would have gone for an RP on that. It was either the Mirana, and maybe, I don't even know if they were willing to do it on the TA. It may
Probably
have just
not.
been the Mirana, because they don't have the best way of burning through refraction on CDEC. They have just a bunch of, like, slow attacking heroes.
It's
So
also
even if
more
they
of-
do manage to get that RP skewer... Yeah.
He also has Aegis, right? So if you skewer him in the base, he comes back alive,
that's also
activate
true.
BKB, and all of a sudden you're in low trouble.
The prize is mine. Son of a...
Looks like they're gonna wait for Gaze of Death's BKB as well. He's almost there. You can sell the cheese and get it. Although,
That's not worth it.
I don't know if he's gonna do that.
They've got plenty of time. They're freaking 20k net worth up, and there are no Midases on the side of Radiant, so you can take your time. They have nowhere to farm. They have to stay in their base. Even though Monkey King is the hero that's usually the Vision King, at this stage of the game, he's not confident going anywhere.
Yeah. Kind of sucks when you have this empower draft, but you just can't farm, and that's kind of why IG's early game momentum was very important.
Radiant are scattered.
I'll laugh if Shay RP's the ground.
No, remember what we said? It's about having the spell, it's not about using the spell. It's
True.
the
I guess
threat of the RP.
if they don't know you RP the ground, then it's still there.
Bad Rider's waiting for this moment, but unless if Legion Commander is safely out of the vicinity, there's no way he can go for a lasso. And wow, Legion Commander went for a Glimmer Cape. That's not an item you want to have to build on LC.
What is going on? I don't know.
You do whatever you can, you know? It's dire straits, desperate times, desperate measures, other such proverbs. Okay, now that Nyx Assassin has this Aghanim Scepter, now you're willing... You should definitely BKB, like, immediately after you get anything. Nice deny.
Alright. OP does not care. Just walks in, kills pretty much everything. Nice BKB here. Ooh, RP. Faking things out. There's a lasso onto Shade. press attack a little bit late, and as a result, they drag him all the way in. It's only a one-man RP. Wukong command coming out on the backline here. They're gonna back off and wait out the Wukong command. No, they're gonna fight him under his command. Who's the king now? They take down the monkey, and I think that's gonna be the set of racks. Aegis is gonna trigger, and
yeah, that's game. Neither of those heroes have buyback. But China never GG's.
this looks like GG to
China
me,
never
man.
calls.
Everybody, in the
I know it
comment.
does.
There you go.
There we go. I mean, they're entitled to take their time, but we have to keep in mind that this game has been delayed by a good, like, 90 minutes or so. People have things to do. Invictus Gaming needs to redeem themselves after losing their qualifier in the Hamburg, so
I think they did.
StarLadder is now their path back in. Yeah, no, this game was definitely a redemption.
You know, that was like last week you went into the gym, right? You were working on the bar and you like hurt yourself, and then this week you come back and you're just flexing, you know? That's what IG did.
They were flexing.
Yeah. Alright, easy victory for IG, game 1. Game 2 is coming up next, and hopefully we're not gonna get a 3-hour break, but you know, this is Dota 2, who knows? Stay tuned guys, we'll be back.